Hello everyone, welcome back to 31 Days of Q&A, where I answer 31 questions over the course of December. Hopefully I will get one posted every day, and I will be answering them alongside a little mini painting that I did in this really cool bee paper sketchbook. So let's get started. Day 2, what made you want to do art? So per my previous question, I've already established that I've been drawing for as long as I could hold a pencil, pretty much my entire life. So what made me want to do art, perhaps professionally, is what this question is really getting at. I feel like it started with Bob Ross. So when I was a kid, you'd wake up on Saturday morning. Most kids would watch cartoons. I mean, I would too, don't get me wrong, but when I found out that Bob Ross would paint on TV and you can watch an entire painting being done on TV, I was hooked, and he was so encouraging, and it made me want to paint really, really bad. And I begged my parents for some acrylic paints so that I could paint like Bob Ross. And a big part of this connection with Bob Ross was that he did a lot of landscapes, mountains and nature, scenic pieces. And I grew up in Montana, so I was surrounded by mountains and these vast prairies and landscapes, these gorgeous mountain ranges. And so it made a connection for me. I saw somebody paint these things, but I could also see them in real life. And I wanted to paint them too because I loved them, and it was just a part of me. It's something I loved. So I would say that Bob Ross was definitely the springboard to my path to art. As I grew older, I started being able to visit bookstores and looking at the shelves of these other artists that were there. And that was when I discovered James Gurney's Dinotopia. I think I was in middle school, and that really jump-started my possibly professional interest in art, because I realized that, dinosaurs weren't alive. It was fantasy artwork, but he made it look so beautiful and so realistic, and it made me want to accomplish that in art. Wow, this can be done. And right around that same time, I started getting into Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Riders of Pern books, and so I was like, okay, wait, I'm seeing these beautiful dinosaurs painted realistically. I'm reading about dragons now. I was around 9 years old when I first started reading those books, and I got into dragons, and I was like, I could paint realistic dragons. That idea was so cool. Take that, smash it together with painting landscapes from Bob Ross, and I was on fire with this idea of creating fantastical and illustrations, just from my head, because I knew it could be done. And it just made me wanted to do it even more. And really, the more types of artwork I discovered, because I discovered Magic the Gathering, and that only fueled my desire to paint more. So it all just kind of piled together, and the inspiration was overwhelming, and it made me always want to do art. Alright, that wraps it up for this question. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!